Hi everyone, it's Wayne here, also known as the Plantaholic, and this week I'll be talking about the spring tidy in the garden and future projects for this year. Well, it's been a fantastic few days weather-wise. We've had lovely sunshine and very mild temperatures, so I'll show you what I've been up to in the garden. So over the past couple of days I've cut back all the herbaceous perennials, and you can see here I've got a nyphophia coming back from the ground. I've cut down my Melianthus major, that was cut down by the cold. Same with the Persicaria red dragon. See the new shoots are coming up already. Red shoots. Survived the cold winter, but obviously time will tell. Got a Chamaerops palm there, this one's volcano. The Butyllon's defoliated with the cold weather, but the green stems are fine, so it will come back. I'll keep my Musabajju under cover until early April, just in case we have any severe frosts. We can have severe frosts until the end of March, lighter frosts thereafter. The hardy aloe is looking a little bit sad, but it will just about scrape through, I think, and it will come back from the base if I lose the top growth. Nyphophias again coming up nice. The Butea eriaspatha is looking good, and the Yucca gloriosa variegata, and also the Sedum prealtum, so they've come fine through the winter. So if I just step back and show you the whole border there. So I've also been cutting back some of the dead material on this border too. Obviously there's plenty of evergreens here though for the winter months, which are looking really good. The tree dahlias I've cut back to the base. I don't know if they're going to come back. We've had a particularly cold spell, so one just here, so I'll just have to wait and see if it does come back. Tetrapanax is looking good enough though. Same with the cordylines and the Fatsia polycarpa, and the Iris confusa isn't looking too bad, and the Scheffler taiwaniana and the Sarracenias all come back up, no problem. So soon I'll be mulching all of this with garden compost. So these bearded iris here, I've made sure that I've scraped away all the loose material, leaf litter and stuff off the rhizomes, because with bearded iris they must have these rhizomes exposed to the sunshine. They like to be baked, and that will encourage good flowering. Quite often many people grow bearded iris and wonder why they don't flower. It's because they've either been planted too deep and the rhizomes are covered with soil, or they allow leaf litter and such like to collect during the winter months and then don't take it off at this time of the year. So if you've got them at home, do make sure that they're well uncovered now and baking in the sunshine to ensure flowering in a few months' time. So as you can see, I've got quite a pile of material that I've cut back from the borders, and obviously I will be chopping this up and composted it into my composting bins, but soon obviously I'll empty out these compost bins onto the beds to condition the soil and hold moisture to improve the soil for the growing season, before I plant out my plants in May. So I've got plenty to do, as you can see. So we'll have a look in one of my compost bins, and you can see that a lot of the stuff is well rotted now. A few bits haven't, but that's absolutely fine. I'll spread that out over the borders shortly. You can see there's plenty of worms and woodlice and other fauna in there, and beneficial bacteria, which will help to incorporate it into the soil and make the soil really healthy. Plants love garden compost. It helps to add micronutrients, lots of beneficial fauna and mycorrhizae fungal to the soil, and it helps to lock in the moisture and just opens the soil up as well and improves the structure. So this garden compost is a mixture of garden waste material, prunings from my hedge and from leaves and stems from the garden, as well as kitchen scraps, so things like tea bags and eggshells, vegetable peelings and such like, and of course also when I cut lawns in the spring and summer, the lawn clippings too. So you can see it's fairly well rotted. Any bigger pieces I've just added to the next pile. I've just picked out the sticks, added to the pile, and I've almost emptied the first bin out now, so obviously I can start filling that one back up. Right, so I've emptied and refilled the first bin, so on to the next one. So I've emptied out my first bin of compost onto the bed, and what I've done, I've tried to avoid going around the bases of the woodier plants, so it's important not to mulch too close to the bark because it can rot, so always leave a bit of a collar of earth around them. So I have several projects in mind this year. Obviously after I've done the mulching of my borders, I would like to re-roof my shed because the roofing felt is starting to perish now, so I do need to take that off and re-roof that soon. And also I'm hoping to paint the shed and the fence. Could all do the paint because, as you can see now, you know, it is getting a bit worn. Another little project I've got to do this year is to get some new palm thatch for the roof of my tiki bar, and I would like to get some bamboo panelling for the front too. Another job that I need to do during the springtime is to paint the decking. I do this every year. It does get a little bit worn with the foot traffic over it, so it's important to give it a coat every year just to help to protect it and to also just make it look good. Another little project I need to do is to re-roof the bird table. As you can see, the top has rotted, so I do need to do that and give it a quick repaint. So if any of you guys have got projects that you'd like to get done in the garden this year, please do drop me a few comments. I'd like to know what you're hopefully getting up to. Cheers guys, bye.